Hi guys, I'm still really sick, so I hope you can hear me. I'm going to do my best to talk as loud as I can. Has ADHD become an excuse to medicate children into good behavior? I think yes and no. I have a very strong opinion on this subject. My little brother, Gabe, was diagnosed with ADHD at a very young age. He was only in second or third grade. His doctors strongly recommended that my parents medicate him. They did. They put him on Ritalin for a short while. He turned into a completely different kid. As a family, we struggled with this decision, and little was better. After many different doctors, we found out that he actually had obsessive compulsive disorder. This is a completely different disorder than ADHD. Ritalin was actually making it worse. I feel that they didn't know how to help him initially. So they went with a general diagnosis, just crossing their fingers that it would work. This might work sometimes, but with us it didn't, and the risks are just too high. Luckily, we were able to switch treatments, and he is much better. I do think that ADHD is a scapegoat for many doctors. First, I'll talk about what ADHD is, and then a little about how the medication works. So, what exactly is ADHD? From the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. It is the most common neurodevelopmental disorders in children. It can sometimes last into adulthood. Signs and symptoms of this disorder are daydreaming, forgetting or losing things a lot, squirming and fidgeting, talking too much, trouble taking turns, trouble being patient, and having a difficult time resisting temptation. All of these symptoms can lead to challenges at home and at school. The causes of ADHD are vague. Little is known about what can cause this disorder. The biggest lead that they have right now is that it's caused by genetics. Other risk factors are brain injury, environmental exposures such as lead, alcohol during pregnancy, or low birth weight. Contrary to popular belief, scientists do not think that large amounts of sugar and bad parenting are the causes of ADHD, but these factors can make symptoms much, much worse. When kids have ADHD, there are medications that can help. From kidshealth.org, ADHD drugs work by increasing the level of neurotransmitters in the brain, specifically dopamine and norepinephrine. Neurotransmitters send messages across our brain. There are other types of drugs for ADHD, but these types are the most popular, and they are called methylphenidate drugs. These drugs can cause many side effects in children. I'm going to read to you the list of side effects directly from kidshealth.org. The side effects of stimulant-type ADHD drugs are, when they're used in long terms, they can increase heart rate and blood pressure, changes in mood, confusion, paranoia, delusions, irregular breathing, and hallucinations. Overdosing on ADHD medications can also cause dangerously high blood pressure and irregular heartbeat. So, along with all those side effects, these drugs can become abusive and lead to experimentation with other drugs. However, most studies do show that children who are closely monitored by their doctors and don't take more than the recommended usually do fine, and their ADHD symptoms decline dramatically. I believe that there are children who generally need help to succeed in school. I believe more strongly, however, is that doctors need to look at every child individually and not just at their symptoms. Some children might not have ADHD, and they could just be going through a rough time. For example, they could be getting bullied at school, or they could be going through a divorce at home. Doctors and parents shouldn't medicate their children just because they are acting up. My brother was no doubt diagnosed too quickly. If there had been more time and effort taken on his specific case, we might have been able to help his OCD more quickly. Kids are all very different, with very different little personalities. The side effects of medicating our children are just too risky if there is little need to take such medications. When drugs are deemed safe, I strongly believe that doctors will try out a medication, even if there is little need to. I think attention deficit hyperactivity disorder drugs are great for people who really need them, but probably there are far too many people on them that really don't need to be, and with the risks of taking medications, it's just not worth it. Thank you.